Center. This is Reverend Belinda. Thank you for joining us in the 1010 meditation, getting ourselves centered and focused and open and receptive to the upcoming inspiring message, our Sunday service. So let's get ready to meditate together. Sitting upright, maybe with your eyes gently closed, placing your feet on the ground, and relaxing your arms at your sides, maybe resting your hands in your lap, drawing your shoulders back and allowing the chin to become parallel with the floor. Lift the crown of your head towards the sky and perhaps soften the belly and the jaw. And just notice what it feels like to stop. Notice what it feels like to be sitting in this purposeful posture in this moment, in this space, in this time. And perhaps now take a moment to welcome yourself to this practice of stopping and acknowledging your willingness to be here for yourself right here and right now in this way. So begin noticing your breath. There's no need to change or manipulate the breath in any way. Just allow the breath to be right here, right now. Simply follow the breath in and follow the breath out. And notice where you feel the sensations of the breath. Perhaps you're aware of the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Maybe you feel it across the top of your upper lip. You could possibly be sensing the gentle expanding and contracting of the chest and ribs. Maybe you feel the abdomen rising and sinking. Just allow your attention to rest on the sensations of the breath as it flows in and out of the body. And as you're just sitting here with the attention on the breath, you may notice thoughts going through the mind. There's no need to block these thoughts out. Rather, see if it's possible to allow the thoughts to just pass through the mind, one by one, letting go. And letting go of any need to label thoughts as positive or negative, good or bad. Just find a neutral way to be with your thoughts. See if it's possible to be aware of thoughts without grasping or clinging to any one thought, and also without rejecting or denying any particular thought. Just letting them go, passing through. Now shifting your attention now to any feelings that may be present in this moment as you're breathing in and breathing out. Acknowledge any feeling just as it is. And sometimes we have feelings about our feelings. You may feel that one feeling's okay or acceptable, while another is not. All feelings are acceptable. Just notice. And bringing your awareness to the sensations within your body. A warmth or a coolness, a tingling or a tightness, pulsation, relaxation, or hunger or fullness. Just notice what's happening within the body in this moment. Do this with patience and kindness. Explore sensations both strong and subtle with open curiosity. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just notice if your posture is shifted any way, and then make any adjustments if you'd like. Allow yourself to tune in to the body just as it is, and centering your attention on the breath now. Be present as possible for each breath, only concentrating on the breath. remembering this place of awareness is always available to you because it is within you. As you take this moment, this breath, into your meditation. Continuing to concentrate on your breath, I invite you to see across the screen of your mind someone that you know that could benefit from healing prayer this morning, and include yourself or a situation as we remember the truth of our very being. For there is one power and presence, one infinite intelligence, one divine light that is in and as and through us and created us like itself, like love itself. This is the truth of all beings and all situations, that love resides as its truth and purpose. So we know this for every aspect of our lives, of those that we hold dear, that we're bringing to mind this morning. In any situation, anywhere on the planet, truth and love prevail. So we know this as our truth. We claim it as our truth. We infuse it with the great I am. And then with a grateful heart, we release it and let it go, knowing that it is already so. As we say together, and so it is. Dear ones, thank you for joining us for this pre-service meditation. Enjoy the service, enjoy the rest of your day, and great blessings, dear ones. Namaste. We can
Okay, good morning, Amani. That was beautiful. Oh, just recovering, coming back from the gong bath. Just welcoming everybody back into the sanctuary. I know we've been here for now a few Sundays. And I'd also like to give a warm welcome to Rita being back on the drums. Woo! Feels more and more like home all the time. So, just taking a moment to be grateful that we are here in the space and that we are just going to take in this whole service today as our own. So I'd like to ask the band, to beautiful Ascension, to start us off with Testify.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices in the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love, be a witness in the silence when the words
Wow, there was an extra oomph with that testify this morning. Woo! Sorry, Julie, I didn't see you. Welcome back to Julie as
You
well.
are forgiven.
All right, so, trying to come back from that and be present. All right, so welcome to Amani. And we are here, and I want to, we're going to start off like we always do by reading our vision statement. So it's supposed to be on the, are we going to do it together? Aha, there we go. All right, let's do it together. You ready? We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. Woo! And we do this through many different channels. Our Sunday experience is one beautiful way in which we do this. We also have our circle of light. And so we are here, those of us who are practitioners, and we have practitioners in the house. Raise your hand, stand up, make yourself known. Woo! We have gone through years of training that has absolutely transformed our own lives. And every single practitioner will tell you that we could not get through our lives without the tools we've learned. And we would love more than anything to be able to share that with you, to affirm what you're going through right now, to help support your shift in consciousness, to do prayer with you, to sit with you, and to connect with you, one and one together, because where there are two, there is God. And in that space, powerful things happen. We affirm your path. We help and support the movement towards something different, something better. And we are going through some stuff. Am I right? Yeah, we're all going through stuff. And I will tell you that I reach out to my practitioner friends and say, hey, I need a reminder. Like, who am I really? And they will remind me that I am God, and I am powerful beyond measure, and that I can create the things that I imagine to be true for myself that are positive and good and uplifting, that we have that. And so it's beautiful to have this as a resource. So please feel free and come up to any of us after service. So I would like to also invite up Marcy to do the announcements.
Thank you, Yuli. Before we start with the announcements, is there anybody here for the first time? Thank you. Would you let us know your name and where you're coming from? Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. Everybody make sure you say hi to Kathy. And I don't know if you got one of our little information packets, but Cynthia's going to give you one. Anybody else here for the first time? Yes. What was your name, please? Denise. And where are you coming from, Denise? Placerville. Thank you so much for joining us. You are all welcome. We're really glad that you decided to join us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out afterwards. And thank you for being here. And if there's anyone who's watching us for the first time on the live stream, throw your name up. Let us know if you'd like us to send you our trifold. We'd be happy to do that. And thank you for joining us today. So here is our schedule for the month of July. July's theme is creating balance and integration. And so we had our wonderful Reverend Sherry Wynn last week, and today we have the wonderful ministerial intern David Clark speaking. He is always a favorite. So grateful to have David here. And next week we have a guest speaker. Her name is Leah Clark, and she is a practitioner. She'll be filling in for Mitch. And then our final week of the month, as we've been doing all year, it will be virtual, and we have the wonderful Yuli Rodriguez speaking. Yes, always, always wonderful. Her voice is just so amazing. And then we have another special guest musician and artist. Her name is Leah Morris. She comes from the Maryland area, and she's amazing. I've seen her a few times in person when I was living out on the East Coast, so I'm very excited to bring her wonderful singer-songwriter. Okay, and so we have some classes. This one has just begun last week on Thursday, so you can definitely still jump into this class called The Mystics. That is the final year one accredited class, and Reverend Pixie DeFore is teaching it. She is amazing. The class is wonderful, very affordable, and it's only 2 hours an evening, so that's kind of a nicer break rather from the 3-hour class. You can sign up in our Discover Center, and Kristen is probably dropping a link right now, so please do sign up for that. We also have a class starting next week, or this coming week, and that is on July 12th. So actually, it's tomorrow, isn't it? It's tomorrow. That is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I'm just going to let Yuli Rodriguez, who is leading that class, speak about it briefly. I have taken it before. I'm excited to take it again, but I just want to let Yuli tell you a little bit about it. Yes.
All right, so Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is a great book, and it's our guy, Joe Dispenza. He is amazing, and he's a scientist. And so a lot of people kind of dispute some of our beliefs because it's like it's kind of woo-woo, but it is not woo-woo. The stuff that we believe is very powerful. I get some giggles. No, we are not woo-woo. We are powerful. And science is backing us up. And so, as some of you know, I teach psychology at Folsom Lake College, and there is a lot of content here in this book about the brain and how the brain functions. And I take you through that, and we connect the science with the spiritual because it's all one thing anyway. So come and let's have conversations about how we can rewire our brain, because our brain wants the best for us, but it doesn't always function that way. And so we can rewire to refire our lives. All right? So join me tomorrow.
Thank you, Yuli. This class is awesome, guys. Super transformational. If you're into doing some really good work, jump in. Okay, so we are still in the process of reimagining, recreating our Amani Kids and Teen program. So we will be having our second meeting next week after service right here at the center. And we're just really trying to create something fun and exciting that kids will be excited to come to, and then a space for the teens that they can come and hang out and have it be their own space. So if you have ideas, if you have talents to share, if you want to volunteer or help out in any way, please show up for that meeting next week and just be a part of something really special that we're trying to create. These kids have been locked up like the rest of us for a year and a half, but at such a formative time, at a time when they're meant to be out having fun. So we really want to create something wonderful for them. And part of what we came up with at the first meeting, which was last month, was this idea of an Amani Family Fun Day. So we'll be doing the first Sunday of every month, Amani Family Fun Day. We will have the kids meet. So there will be our first kids program post-pandemic will be on this day, and that will be for the younger kids. So, you know, basically up to 12 or so. The teen program is going to be meeting on a different night, and we're still working on that. But we will have a program for them on August 1st, and then we'll be doing a potluck afterwards. So you can sign up for the potluck. There is a link in the Discover Center that Kristen's probably dropping right now where you can sign up to volunteer for anything. And one of the things will be the for the fun day for what would you like to bring, and then other ways you want to help. So that's the Sunday, August 1st. Join us here. I'm working on the cornhole set right now. So I bought one for us, and I'm making it ours. So that'll be here. Okay, and then another thing we have coming up, we've been doing our patio hangs about once a month. July will be on the 23rd, and Monica is bringing her karaoke machine. So that's going to be a fun evening. We just hang out. We bring food and drink to share. We sit on the patio. If you look out there, you can see the misters are going. It does help. It's still a little hot out there today, but Friday night should not be quite so intense as it is right now. We hang out. We have fun. We are in community, and it's really a good time. If you haven't done it yet, please join us. And if you have, I know you'll be back because we always have such a good time. Okay, who has sat on the patio and ended up with sap on them? On your clothes, on your hands, on anything. We have two big sappy digger pines out there that have been attacking all of our beautiful new furniture and pillows and all of you. And so we are going to take those down. The landlord has given us permission to take them down, but he is not willing to do it for us. So we are coming together to do it with volunteers. So that will be on the last Saturday of the month, July 31st at 8 a.m. If you can come and help, um, it would be appreciated. Anything you can do. It's going to be kind of a big job. We've got some folks with the saws coming, but we'll be having to break it down and then go through that whole process. So anything you can do to help, sign up in the volunteer spot. Really appreciate that. And I think that's all we had today. Oh no, we've got a Wisdom Wednesday coming back up. So we brought those back for the summer. And Angie and I will be leading this one on July 28th at 6:30. We plan to do it on the patio. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. It won't be too hot. We do it, like I said, we have the misters, but if not, we can always come in. This is just a free midweek chance to be in community, some rituals, some music, and some connections. So do join us for that. Do you have a question, Gina? No, we're doing it about, I'm not sure if we're even doing it once a month, about once a month through the summer months. So yeah. And then I kind of mentioned this for volunteering. We have a link so you can sign up to volunteer for a lot of different things. So grab that link. You can share what your gifts are. Even if we haven't asked, if you have something that you know would help the center, lift the center, would be of service to the center, please sign up and let us know what you'd like to bring. And I think that is the last one. Yes. Okay. Back to you, Lee.
Okay, so now we've done our announcements, our welcome, and our all the logistical stuff. So it's time to start to get deep into our spiritual space, into our hearts. So I'm going to do the prayer for our service today. And so these words are for you, for me, for all of us, and for all of you guys joining us out on the internet. So we all are taking a moment now to take a breath. And we know that this service is blessed. We know that we are all here by divine appointment. We set aside all the stuff that happened before, all the stuff that we're doing after, and we are here and we are in the present. And this service is a gift to you. It's a gift to all of us. We are here and we are present, and we take in all that is for us. There are no accidents. Every word, every communication, every movement, everything is here for our highest good. We know this. We embrace it. We welcome it. We know that we are spirit, whole and complete in our lives. And we take these learnings, these insights, these comments, and all that is said in our presence today out into the world after we're done with our service, and it becomes part of us. We are blessed. This service goes smoothly. It goes gracefully, and we are in the vibe always. For those of you who are here, you know how this feels and how we experience the space and the service. And for all that it took to get us here, we are grateful and we are blessed beyond measure. Releasing these words, knowing that all that happens today is divine and guided by Spirit. We let these words go, and together we say, and so it is. I'd like to invite Tammy up to do our affirmation.
Good morning. I'm going to be guiding you through your affirmation. And our affirmation for the day comes from our ministerial intern, David Clark. Thanks for coming here. And we will say it 3 times. The first time with enthusiasm and conviction. The second time in a whisper, bring it into your heart. And then the third time, please join me mentally. And if you would please stand and join me. Oh, I can't see it now. I trust that I always do my best. I love my entire self. I am a blessing. I trust that I always do my best. I love my entire self. I am a blessing. I trust that I always do my best. I love my entire self. I am a blessing. Please be seated. happiness, I invite you to close your eyes or leave them open. Listen to the sound of my voice as you sit or stand or lay down at home. Sit comfortably, knowing that you are loved and supported. Just take a moment to reflect on the recent changes of your life, the last week, the last couple of months, the last year and a half. And just imagine having to relearn, having the opportunity to relearn how to live life during the great pause. And then also remember everything that we've learned. Organizing our houses, decluttering, life hacks, binge watching shows, learning a new hobby, taking more walks, disconnecting from the electronics and enjoying nature. And I invite you to take what you've learned and integrate it into the new you. Finding balance as you find your place in the new world from the great pause. Just finding balance from the old and the new, integrating what you've learned. And as you enjoy your meditation, may you find balance and peace. And now that you are balanced, and in peace. Bring to mind somebody who may be in need of prayer, some light directed their way. Could be yourself, a friend, a loved one, a neighbor, a coworker, the cashier at the grocery store, the waitress at the restaurant, person next to you. Saying them light and love and calm in a warm blanket wrapped around them. Knowing as they feel your warmth, they too are healed from whatever they are struggling with. You know, the single mom, the grieving widow, or the happy teacher that's so happy to see the kids back to class. Whomever is in your life right now, bring to mind knowing that healing has started now. The process is ongoing, and we send infinite life and love to all those around us. And so it is.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing together the will to trust. Leave behind it will turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. the sound of one voice.
Woo. Thank you, Ascension. So beautiful. All right, so it's now my honor to introduce our speaker. David Clark has been here before. We have all enjoyed his words of wisdom. He is a practitioner and a ministerial intern, and we are just so excited to hear his message today. Okay, let's have a round of applause for David Clark.
Testing. Oh, here I am. This is the first time. It's funny. This is the first time I've been amplified in a year and a half. It's so weird hearing my voice come through all these different places. But I'm going to get used to it. All right. So, as you know, I am a religious science practitioner, and I am a ministerial student. I'm working on my final exam right now. It's almost done. I can't believe it. But I also come to you as an evolved spirit, as a compassionate person that exudes compassion for every being on the planet, except for those who are politically aligned differently than I am. Everybody else, I've got an open heart for. I've got nothing but love for you, except for those people that cut me off in traffic. Man, I don't know what you are. I don't know who you are. I don't care. You just cut me off. So aside from the political people and the bad drivers, I have my heart open to everyone. Except for those people that don't like me. And there's no reason not to like me, right? And so, I don't have to like somebody that doesn't like me. So, I close off my heart to them. So, yes, aside from that rather significant, large group of people, my heart is open and I'm compassionate with everyone. So that sounds kind of foolish, right? Compassion. We can turn it on. We can turn it off. But it's something that we need to explore. Compassion is one of those things that's going to save us as a humanity. But the fact that we turn on and off our compassion is not entirely our fault. Okay, we were raised this way. When I'm harking back to my foolish youth here, and way back in 1982, when I was 12 years old, I encountered my archetype, my hero archetype, the person that I wanted to be most in the world. And that person was Rambo. Man, you guys remember First Blood when that came out? You got got a quiet drifter coming through town, gets into trouble with the police, and then, everything goes down at that point. But I liked Rambo because he was everything that me, as a 12-year-old, felt that I should be as a man, okay? Unwavering, tough, confident, highly skilled, fearless. And I had a lot of fears when I was growing up. At the age of 12, I was still had a couple of more years of sleeping with the light on. I had some very serious fear issues happening there. So to see someone that was like this, and he had a bunch of cool gadgets. He had a bow and arrow. He had a knife. And at the time, it was the rage in my school for us to all have these survival knives. Do you remember those survival knives? some of the guys might remember, or gals. I don't want to be sexist, but it was a big knife, and you turn it over, and it had a compass in the handle. And then you open up the handle of the knife, and you got fishing wire. You've got a little saw in there. You've got all these things that you need to survive out in the wilderness. Of course, if I was ever caught in the wilderness, I don't have the foggiest idea of what I would do with this knife, but I had one just in case. So you have Rambo, the ideal, and Hollywood after that started churning out all of these hero films. And sure enough, life kind of amplifies art. And we accept these things. We've always kind of felt this way as Americans, but this is like kind of the American ideal, right? We're tough. We're unwavering. We don't take any crap from anyone. We're rather unforgiving. You know, whenever we're attacked, we always say, remember that attack, remember. And the idea behind that is to never forget and to never forgive and to never move on. But these are our ideals, though. These are the things that they teach us as Americans. And that's all well and good. Okay? But there's one thing that Rambo did not have. There's one trait that he did not exemplify, and that is compassion. Rambo didn't care about what the motivations or feelings were of his opposition, of his combatants. He only cared about staying alive. He cared about himself and staying alive and doing whatever it took to stay alive. And we can run on that energy for a while, that stay alive energy. But the thing is while we have this ideal of toughness and not caring about another person, select different people, we also want to be in a world that is compassionate towards us, towards our feelings. When I encounter somebody that, if I'm suffering or if I'm hurting, and someone comes along and says, hey, you know, I know what you're going through. I understand. You know, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. That helps to heal me. That's our kind of reflex action, to see someone suffering and to try to alleviate that suffering from someone else. It's perfectly natural. So we are in a paradox. We want to be tough, but we want to care at the same time. How do we juggle these two things? Well, the first thing to know about compassion is that it is natural and good to be compassionate. It is natural and good to be compassionate. It is good to empathize. It's our superpower. And if you don't think you can empathize, you ever been watching TV and then you see somebody, they're hammering a nail, and all of a sudden they miss the nail, they hit their thumb, pop. That shudder that comes through you as you see that, that's our connection. That's natural. That is our cosmic connection to each other. That's an affirmation that your fate and my fate are connected. In some small little way, we are bound. So when that person hits their thumb, we don't feel it, but there's something that happens to where we know what that person's going through. And that's what compassion is. It is good to care for one another. Care is our default setting. Okay, we have to actively not care. We have to shut that off. If we just see someone that we don't know anything about, we just see someone sitting in the corner crying, what's our first inclination to do? Not knowing what they're crying about, not knowing who they are, not knowing anything about them, just that they're in a corner by themselves weeping. We want to hold that person. We want to take that suffering person and help them not suffer. Maybe. Or maybe we look at that person and think, what's going on with them? What's going on with them? Should I be afraid of them? Should I be cautious? Should I be? And then our barriers come up, and we start to think about what we might do or the position we might put ourselves in. And then we can close off that compassion. We can close it off and say, they're dealing with their own thing. I don't have to care. It might be dangerous to care. So I'm not going to. But what I want to focus on is our natural desire to care. It's natural. And when we are closing ourselves off from that, we have to physically make a decision to not care. So it's also good to act from a sense of compassion, from a sense of love in your heart. That's what love is. When I feel love, I want to act. I want to do something motivated by that love. I want to help whatever it is I love to grow, to be healthy, to survive. Very much like the Amani Center. Every time I walk into the Amani Center, every time I pull into the parking lot, I can see the love that you all have for this wonderful place just beaming out. And when I enter into the doors, love, compassion comes flooding in. And I see it for everybody that comes through the door. I watch you guys. I'm looking. Are they consistent? Or is it just for me because I'm the speaker? Do they do this with everybody? And yes, you do. You concentrate on physically opening your heart and accepting whoever walks through that door with love and respect. That's what compassion can do. It can build a place like this. It can sustain a place like this. And it can help us uplift each other. So compassion leads to giving of yourself. And when we give of ourselves, we're living in accordance with natural law. Okay? And it's scientifically proven. Okay, I've got a teacher here that's going to, if I'm wrong, just shout out, David, you don't know what you're talking about. Uh-oh. Only her. Okay? Only Yuli has that right. But I found a website, great article on a website. It's called yogajournal.com. And I'm going to read you a quote. Brain scans of people in the act of giving have found that generous deeds activate the same reward centers in the brain that pleasures like food and sex do. When these areas are stimulated, dopamine and other feel-good neurotransmitters are released, resulting in pleasurable feelings that can range from contentment to euphoria. All right. It's been confirmed. So, isn't nature amazing? It creates a being, and then it creates all of these positive things to help teach us how to live, what we should do. Okay? Positive reinforcements. If you're going to be living, if you're a person, you need to eat. You need to be motivated to eat. And so when you eat, your brain unlocks things, says, that's good, keep doing it. And so we eat and we live. We must grow the race. We've got to have youngins and little people and teenagers, and we've got to have youth. We've got to have babies. And so in order to make babies, nature gives us a little oomph. A little oomph. A little motivation to do that. And dopamine is released, and nature says, yes, that's what you should be doing. Okay? These are essential, completely natural things for your body to do. Another one of those things is to give. It's amazing that giving releases the same positive chemicals and gives the same positive reinforcement as eating and as sex. So we know just by that that giving is something that we need to do. We must give to each other. Nature has determined, the universe has determined, God has determined that the way that we all survive as a people, as a race, as organic matter is to give. We must give. And compassion is our gateway to giving. So, it's interesting when you open yourself up to compassion. People immediately, when I talk about this just in regular groups and I'm talking about compassion, they immediately go to the extreme. They immediately start talking about that person or that group that they cannot be compassionate toward. For me, it was racist. I could go and I could be compassionate towards other people and I could kind of get into what they're experiencing, but then when I encounter certain people, there's a block there. There's a block there. The block is that person doesn't care about me. So why should I care about them? The block is my personal offense. But if I hit reset in my mind, if I hit a reset, if I reset myself and I reset that person that I suspect might be a racist, we'll say, and I reset them to their very basic settings, to the very essence of what they are. They're people like me. Have I ever been ignorant? If my wife was here, there'd be a hand that would immediately would shoot up. Yes, I've been ignorant. Have I been fearful? Yes, I've been fearful. Have I been angry? Have I been upset? Have I said things that are unwise, that are ill-informed? Yeah, I've done all that stuff. And here I am trying to love still, even through my mistakes. What did I want when I found out that something that I believed was wrong? And I was acting on this wrong belief for a long time. Might have been for years I might have felt this way about something. And then I finally wake up to the truth. What do I want? Me personally, I want forgiveness. I want to be forgiven for being wrong. I want to be forgiven for believing what somebody else told me that I accepted into my heart. That's what I want. And what did I want while I was wrong? Well, when I was wrong, I don't want opposition and fighting. I want compassion and conversation. I want to be taught. I want to learn the truth. That's what I want. I want the truth. And I felt that I had it, but I didn't. And that's the same thing about your average run-of-the-mill racist. They're seeking truth, just like I am. They're believing something. They're finding what they think is true and they're believing it, just like me. They're human beings. They're making mistakes, just like me. There's nothing about them that I need to keep out of my heart. There's no reason that I need to choke off the love that I have inside of me, that I want to give through my compassion, through my care, through my love. No one can turn that off. No one. No matter what you do, no matter what you believe, no one can stop me from loving as much as they may want to. So, my objective is to not be controlled by other circumstances, by other groups, by other ideas, or anything like that. I'm a person of love, and I know this. And so when I encounter someone I don't love, when I encounter someone that I'm trying not to love, I remember that that doesn't get me anywhere. That doesn't create a world of compassion that I want to be a part of. And if I want to be in a compassionate world, I must be compassionate to everyone. And it doesn't mean that you have to confront someone. It doesn't mean that you have to aggressively love someone. Hey, you, I don't like you, but I'm going to love you. I just want to let you know that. You don't have to do any of that. The only thing that you need to do is to keep your hearts open and find that thread of humanity, that same thread of humanity that runs through you. It also runs through them. And that's what you can love. That's what you can appreciate. That's what you can empathize with, is a person on a human journey searching for truth, just like we all are. And, you know, it's funny, I didn't throw in one other group, one other person that I'm not very compassionate towards. I have one more. Me. When I make a mistake, oh man. I was coming in here just this morning, and you know, you can pick out any number of these events, but just this morning I'm walking in here and I've got all my stuff, and I walk in, I sit down, and I forgot my water. I packed the water, I put ice in it, I put it in my car. I'm going to use this water when I get to Amani Center. And then I got in here and I forgot, oh, dang it, Dave, you forgot the water, you idiot. And I go trudging back out to the car. But the self-talk, I was running myself down. All I did was forget my water in the car. But I'm telling myself, oh, Dave, why'd you forget that? You said you weren't going to forget it, and you forgot it. No one knows about this cloud that I had over me about the water. But it's there, and I wonder how many of us do that. How many of us have this terrible self-talk? We just run ourselves down for little tiny mistakes. Okay? It's not our fault. All right, my parents used to run me down for little mistakes. You know, I felt that, you know, really punishing myself through these words, well, I'll learn my lesson. I'll learn through punishment. You know, the next time I won't forget because, you know, I was really angry with myself last time. Love, love, love. That's what we need to do. If we want to live in a more compassionate world, our hearts have to be open to other people. But first, our hearts have to be open to ourselves. We are mistake machines. I'll say that again. We are mistake machines. Mistakes are not counter to the divine order of things because no one is born knowing everything. Mistakes are a guarantee. If there's one thing that I can guarantee you in this world, in this life, is that you're going to make a mistake. And so we can't look at mistakes as though they're an aberration, as there's some exception to the rule. No, the rule is mistake. Make mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. Be gentle with yourself when you find that you've made a mistake. Love yourself. So, I want to give some homework today. A little bit of homework, but I want to give it to you in the form of a meditation. You guys with me on that? We're going to do a little quick meditation. Okay. And as I said, the best place to start practicing love and compassion is with yourself. And I found a great practice suggested by Swami Ramananda of the Integral Yoga Institute to open and connect with our hearts. So I ask you to just sit comfortably, relax, and in the way that you normally do, just relax yourself. Just relax yourself. You can have your eyes open, you can have your eyes closed, you can do whatever you like in your seat to calm your mind and to calm yourselves down into that state of knowing that there is just one. That place of peace and power residing within you. Now, from that place, call to your mind a person that you love. Dwell on that person, the entirety of that person, holding their presence in your heart. Feel the energy moving outward from your heart and flowing towards this beloved person. After a few minutes, let's just embrace this love, this natural feeling pouring out of your heart into that person that you love. The totality of what they are, everything that they are, everything that they've done, every bit of them enveloped in your love. And now, I ask you to open your heart to yourself. And that same unconditional, all-encompassing, all-powerful love that you had just directed towards your loved one, turn now and direct that to yourself. Loving every bit of yourself. Loving your journey. Loving your body. Loving your mind. Loving your successes. Loving your failures. Because they have all brought you to this very point now. If critical thoughts or feelings of unworthiness arise, let compassionate energy flow from your heart towards yourself, accepting yourself, just as you accept the one that you love. Now I ask you to direct this energy outward again, calling to mind other people you know, and embracing them with the same compassion, accepting their strengths and their shortcomings and their journey. And now come back into the room. Back into the room with that peace and love in your heart. Not only peace and love for yourself, but peace and love for everyone. Let that feeling well up inside you as you come back into the room and open your eyes and come into the same reality that we just resided in. That love is love. It's alive at all times. It surrounds you at all times. That intense love you have for that person, aren't you worth that love? Aren't you worthy of being completely accepted 100% for what and who you are, just as much as this person that you love is? So that's your homework. Love yourself. Practice loving yourself. Pay attention to what you tell yourself, to what you call yourself. And always know that you are worthy of your best love. Thank you.
Okay, as usual, I'm kind of trembling from having gone through that meditation. Beautiful. Love is very powerful, and we are here at Amani getting these beautiful messages that I don't get from anywhere else. I don't know about you, but I get these every talk, every experience here lifts me up and takes me into a beautiful space of higher evolution and knowing. And so I am just so grateful for, thank you, David, and thank you to all our speakers and all our, just everything, just all that is here. So it's time for our joyous time of giving, and we're so blessed to be back in this space. So there's also ways for those of you who are on the internet, and I'm sure that they're popping up for you, that you can donate and you can give to us, support us to keep the lights on, and to keep these beautiful, awesome, inspirational, wonderful, I could go on, speakers that come to us and share with us, and the teachers that share their wisdom, and the people we all come together and lift each other up. That is the blessing that is Amani. So I'm going to ask now Tammy to come up and do our spiritual mind treatment to just bring that abundance not only to the center, but to every single one of us.
So if you could please, is this on? Is this on? Oh, there we go. So please take your tithes, your blessings, your gifts, hold them to your heart, knowing that the circle of giving is infinite. The Amani Center gives a monthly donation to a nonprofit in the community, and we're able to do that with the giving of them to the communities, to us to help them, from you to help us. And it's an infinite, joyous time. So just know that as you give, you receive tenfold. Okay.
Love is but a song we sing, fears away we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hands. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Let's do another one. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
On behalf of the Amani Center, we thank you graciously for the tithes, your blessings, and all the love that you give to us, knowing that it goes out into the community, out into the world, and we thank you.
All right, so we're coming to the end of service. I'd like everybody to stand up and join us together for the presences here. Okay, so ready? Ascension, take us through it.
The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
The power of your love. Go forth today knowing the control you have over your love. And go forth today knowing that God loves you. And so it is.